I'm going to break down the set into 5 key points, okay? The structure is the most important thing. You'll notice that when you're in your market or in a specific utility, everybody's going to do things and say things a little bit different because it is different everywhere you go. People are different. There's different social norms. But by following this 5-step process, it ensures that you're on track and you see success in your door approach. The first step is to break the ice. This person that you're knocking on their door has no idea who you are, has no idea what you're doing. So your job is to make them feel comfortable and trust you as soon as you possibly can. How I like to do that is asking an open-ended question. Usually I'll say, hey, Mr. Customer, have you heard of the new incentives that have recently been passed into law? 9 times out of 10, they have no idea what you're talking about, and they have no idea what those are. However, they are a little bit excited because they've seen solar and they potentially know that it could be good for their home. Now, the second step is identifying their concern. The best way to overcome and understand concerns is by asking really good open-ended questions. This is where you want to spend the majority of your time, okay? Because if you don't identify their concerns, you can't overcome them, which ultimately means they're not going to give you their time. What's important to them is what they want, not what you want. So take a minute here and ask questions. One of the things I ask to help them understand what their objections are is, hey, you've probably seen solar going up or you've seen your neighbors getting solar installed. What stopped you guys from putting it on your home? Then I pause. In this scenario, in order for the person to win, it's the last person to speak. And you always want the customer to give more detail than less. So asking good follow-up questions will help you understand what their concerns are. The next step is overcoming and identifying those concerns. There's really only 6 common objections that you'll get at the door. The first one is, hey, it's too expensive. The second one is, hey, our roof's not in good shape. The third one is, hey, I'm gonna be moving really soon, so it doesn't make sense. Fourth is gonna be, my bill is too low. The fifth one is gonna be, hey, I've ran the numbers and the ROI doesn't make sense for my home. And finally, they're waiting for new technology to come out. All of these things are the most common objections, and you're gonna get some sort of variation of these objections. Make sure and watch the training on the answers to these specific objections, but really by knowing these 6, you're gonna be able to cover the majority of what customers are going to express concerns about. Now, after you've been able to take some time to understand their concerns and overcome them, transition to building value in what our program is. How do you do that? Well, the main points I talk about are these. Hey, Mr. Customer, right now, literally with no money out of pocket and no upfront cost, you can put an asset on your home. And here's the beauty of it. You're already paying for that asset via your utility bill. All we're gonna do, like I said, for no money out of pocket and no upfront cost, we're gonna take what you're paying your current utility and putting that value into your home via solar, and we're gonna eliminate your utility bill. And lastly, the government is paying 30% of the cost of that through a tax credit so that you guys can put this program on your home. So once you've explained to them, hey, they're gonna be diverting their dollars they're already paying to their home, and they're also getting a lot of money back from the government for doing it, they'll get excited and maybe want to learn a little bit more. That's where you need to transition to setting the appointment. If you give all of the information there, it leaves nothing for them to desire to sit down and talk with you more about it. At that point, I'll say, hey, I know this sounds really interesting. I'm actually just here to set appointments today. I'm meeting with a couple neighbors tonight and I have some time tomorrow. Are you available either at 5 or 7? I'm gonna meet with John across the street at 6 so I can come before or after. I'll pause, I'll wait for them to answer, and I wanna make sure and ask an open-ended question or an option. If I ask a yes or no question, it makes it really easy for them to say no. Lastly, I'll say, hey, for the appointment, I just need a couple things. First being a copy of your utility bill. The reason why I need that is there's a little graph on there that explains how much power your home consumes. That's super important because that's going to tell me what the numbers are for your home. Without that, I wouldn't be able to give you a quote. Do you by chance get your bill online or in the mail? Do you see how I asked them an option question? That's one of the most important things, because if you ask them, hey, can you go grab your bill? They have the chance to say no. Versus in this scenario, they can tell you, hey, they either have it inside or they can pull it up on their phone really fast. Lastly, make sure that you can grab their email and phone number. If they don't give you all this information, that's a key indicator that it's not a great appointment. If they're willing to give you all their information, that increases the likelihood of them being there and engaging in what you're saying.